Another thing that's different about a cloud versus not a cloud is you have as many resources as you want. So you need more CPUs, more memory, more of just about anything. You have it if you want it, but you have to pay for it also. So since you have to pay for it, you'll be asked to avoid unnecessary use of resources. So you may want to lower the amount of memory and heap size so that you're just not consuming as much RAM. You can remove unnecessary libraries if you can, experiment with different GC parameters. You can use a smaller disk. Don't use a large disk if you don't need one, but also be aware that because smaller disks are the same physical size, but the data in them is less dense, they actually run a little bit slower. The data takes a little bit more time to come off of it. If you need more CPUs to handle spikes, auto-scaling is something that is generally offered in the cloud, where you can automatically have more CPUs added as needed that are each running their own version of the app. And there are two general strategies for sizing something. Vertical scaling is the usual non-cloud solution, where you figure out what is the largest capacity that you'll need for the biggest load you're going to have. So maybe that's 8 CPUs with 512 megabytes. And if you have that, well, you've bought yourself a bunch of resources that you have to pay for, and whether you're using them or not. In the cloud environment with the pay-as-you-go, what you do is what's called horizontal scaling, where instead of having one big VM, you have a bunch of smaller ones. And so if maybe you need 8 CPUs for a maximum load, but most of the time, perhaps only 2 or 3 is enough. In that case, you only pay for 2 or 3. When the environment notices that these CPUs are getting a bit too busy, they'll start adding more. When the ones that have been added become less busy, they will get offloaded. Similarly, you increment the amount of memory that each has. So this is a way of thinking about things in the cloud that is a bit different than in more traditional environments.